Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well out there. I wanted to make a video here as kind of a warning to some of you guys that haven't done this before, and I want to talk about Glock slide polishing. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I think this is a bad idea, my experiences with it, and what I do think is okay to polish. Now, as with anything, this is only my opinion. So you may have this done and it may work for you, and you can let me know why in the comments, and I'll be glad to read anything that you have to say about it and discuss that with you. But I'm just going to give you my opinion here as to why I think this is a bad idea. Now, the number one reason I'm making this video is because I'm seeing a lot of popularity online with people getting their Glock slides polished. You know, basically what I'm talking about for anybody that's new is I'm talking about the entire outside slide, right here, having that totally polished out to a chrome or mirror-like finish. So there's some guys that are advertising this on forums, on Facebook and different things, like in Glock World and different things like that. I believe it's called on Facebook in different areas. And these guys are showing pictures of polished slides, and they look amazing. They really do. They look amazing. They look like they're chrome plated. And this, that it's not a whole lot to get it done. I think they want like $75 for a slide, which is still kind of pricey because there's not really a ton involved in polishing a Glock slide. You're not adding anything to it. You're not plating anything. You're just literally polishing the slide. And I understand it does take somebody that knows what they're doing to do this and to do it right. But it's not like it's just, $10, $20. So let me first of all start by telling you, I can form an educated opinion on this because I have had this done in the past. So let's talk about that. Why did I do it? Okay, well, back before YouTube was ever even thought of, I used to be on a forum an awful lot. I'm not on there much anymore at all. Not much at all. It's called Glock Talk. And I was really, really into the Glock Talk forum back before YouTube was ever around. And I used to kind of love to be on this forum. I was on there an awful lot. So there was a guy on there that was showing pictures and advertising about polishing Glock slides. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, he would put a Glock slide on a table and it looked like it was chrome plated. He would put something beside of it and you would just see a perfect reflection. Like, it looked like a mirror, but it was better than a mirror because it looked like it was chrome or silver plated. So I sent this guy my Glock slide, and it's in old videos of mine. I still had the Glock when YouTube came out and I started doing videos some years later, and it is in some of my videos. So I sent him the Glock slide and barrel, and he sent it back, and it was polished, as advertised. But what I come to find out is there was absolutely no grip whatsoever. When you go to rack that slide, it was like, let me try to explain to you if I can. It was like grabbing the sides of a butter knife and pulling. That's about how much grip you had on the sides of a slide. I mean, I'm a big guy, and I'm not the strongest guy, but I'm definitely not the weakest guy out there. But I had a hard time racking that gun because when you polish out a slide, it makes it ultra slick. And I'm just going to tell you, you pretty much have no grip on the slide once it's polished. It's gone. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. It's like, I don't even really know what to tell you to explain what it feels like. It would be like grabbing something like a polished brass doorknob and pulling on that and seeing how much grip you have, like a high polished brass doorknob. Put your fingers around that and pull. That's about how much grip you can exert on a Glock slide that's polished out to a chrome finish. That was the first problem. The second problem was it only ever looks good at one time. And that is when you take a microfiber cloth and sit there and polish and buff it and buff it and buff it and wipe it and then sit it on a table. One touch, one bump against anything, even the side of your hand bumping it, and this thing is smudged, completely smudged, and it stands out over all the polishing. So the only time a polished slide looks good is when you microfiber it off like this and go over every little inch of it and make sure you got all the little smudges off, and then sit it down on the table. That's the only time it looks good. As soon as you touch that gun, boom, it's done. You carry that gun, it's done. But for me, the grip factor was the most important thing. Now, what do I think is okay to polish? And a lot of guys do this. It is okay to, I feel it's okay to polish your barrel. Now, I'm not a fan of it, and I'm not going to do it to my Glocks, but I've bought Glocks that were polished. I've polished out a couple of my barrels in the past. So, you know, it's not something that I've never done. You can see it on some of my videos where I had done that. I didn't show how to do it, but I showed the barrel. So basically what you would do is you would take the barrel, or you would send it to someone, and they would polish the entire barrel to a chrome-like finish. Now, if you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, look, guys, I'm talking from a self-defense standpoint. If a Glock is your self-defense gun, it's kind of dangerous to not have any grip on the slide, especially if you would be sweating. Imagine sweating against a mirror polished chrome finish, like surface. Having a barrel polished, just the barrel and the barrel hood, is not ever going to be a danger to you because you're never going to need to touch that surface when you're using this firearm. So some guys like it because of the contrast, and I say that's okay. If you want to polish your barrel, the inner barrel right here, all the way to the edge, and you can kind of see a contrast of chrome on the edge. I think it kind of looks cool, but I don't do it myself. I say go for it if you like that. That is a polish job that you can do or have someone do, and I feel that you're still, that everything you need to do with that gun has not been compromised in any way. So it does really look good when it's done right. The contrast here on the barrel hood and the contrast here at the edge. But like I said, I just prefer anymore for mine to be black. But guys, I highly caution you on ever getting a slide polished. You look at the pictures on the internet, and it looks like one of the nicest looking slides you've ever seen. It pops. It looks fancy, but I'm telling you, when you get it in hand and you handle it for a little bit, and you see there's no grip, and you see any little bump or touch, or anytime you lay it down, the whole thing is completely smudged and you got to take 4 or 5 minutes and wipe it off with a microfiber, you'll soon find it's not worth it. Also on the slide I had done, which I no longer have, it started to turn black on some of the corners. The metal actually blackened in color. Now why that is, I don't know. Maybe in certain areas he went too far when he polished it, but it started to blacken in some of the areas. So what I ended up doing is I had the slide Duracoated black, and then once again I had grip on it again. I just ended up selling the whole slide at one point. It was a good slide and barrel, but I just ended up selling it. So yeah, guys. So just, you know, watch what you do. Make sure it's just not something. Don't just do things to your Glock because you're bored. I didn't do the white lettering, by the way. Somebody's going to nitpick me on that. I bought this Glock for $3.99 used, a really, really awesome deal. And the guy that owned this, whoever he was, did all of this white lettering crayon stuff. Kind of cool. Kind of cool if you want to do that. It's, you know, that right there, you can remove it. You can put it on. If you want to do that, go for it. If you like the look, it's kind of cool. I'm just going to leave it on there for me till it, you know, if it ever comes out from cleaning the gun after shooting, that's fine. But guys, just kind of make sure that what you do to your guns doesn't affect function, like especially with gripping and racking the slide. Well, all right, guys, that's your Saturday video today. I wanted to get one up for you and let you know about this, and I hope you all have a great weekend, guys. I got some new ideas and stuff coming for you. Anything you'd like to hear me talk about, put in the comments section below. And I'll talk to you real soon, guys. Have a great weekend. H4T. Oh.